So I'm joined today by Cheri Jacobs. Cheri has over 20 years of practice, design experience. She's worked at many major firms, including Perkins & Will and Gensler. And I'm honored that she's here today. So Cheri, just a few questions for you, if you don't mind, for our future MIA students.
Okay.
How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. This is amazing. So I'm open for questions.
Awesome.
Yep.
So my first question for you is all about collaboration. Could you share with us some of your collaborative endeavors, your projects that you've been involved in the past year, and maybe some coming up?
Okay. Well, I think that we have a lot of amazing collaborations within our program at the design school, and I typically like to incorporate different types of competitions that the students can participate in conjunction with their coursework. One of the competitions that we are part of is a workplace design competition for Steelcase. It's an annual competition, and we've had a lot of success in our program with students placing as semifinalists and finalists, and we even had a winner a couple of years back. But the focus of that is really embracing and understanding workplace interior design and what that means, and how it's changed with the COVID pandemic in 2020. And we discuss all of the contemporary issues around workplace design. And then students are tasked with designing a contemporary workplace looking toward the future. And Steelcase, which is a large furniture manufacturer, they're based out of Michigan. They do this competition. I think this is their 13th or 14th year that they've done it, and they like have it down perfectly with all of the guidelines and the project requirements. And our class is able to actually go to a field trip to see the furniture that Steelcase makes at a local representation. And then students are designing their projects of like envisioning a workplace based off of the parameters that Steelcase creates. And our students have succeeded in that project.
For sure. And I've had the pleasure of working with you with Habitat for Humanity. Wondering if you can say just a couple words about that collaborative as well.
Yes. So we've worked together now for a handful of years, I feel like it's several years, for one of our studios where we focus on residential interior design. And we have partnered with Habitat for Humanity, where it's a direct partnership, where Habitat for Humanity here in Arizona, they come to our class, they talk all about what they do, what they provide for the community. Our students get to actually meet families who are applying or building their homes. And our students have volunteered at construction job sites, in their restore as part of this project. And then the students, after they meet with families, they envision what their future in this new home could look like with furnishings and finishes and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible experience all around. And so how would you describe your general approach to teaching? What got you into it, and what is your sort of goal?
That's a great question. So my background is as a interior design practitioner. I graduated from a university with my bachelor's degree in interior design, and then immediately started working at Perkins & Will. And I sat for the NCIDQ exam 2 years out of school. So through the course of my career, I was focused on the practice side of it, like actually working with clients and designing projects. And I bring that to how I teach and into the classroom. So it's a focus on this like application of the things that we're learning in the classroom, and with the hopes of providing knowledge for students that when they graduate, they'll be leaders in interior design and architecture firms, and they, day one, can sit in a seat at a firm and clearly speak the language and know exactly what they're doing. So my approach is very grounded in practice.
Awesome. And what would you say for our MIA students, what is it about our MIA students that continuously motivates you?
Mm-hmm. Our MIA program is unique in that we approach our goals with that program as developing the future leaders within design and architecture. And so it's extremely motivating when you see our students that some of them are coming from backgrounds that are not they don't have a degree in interior design or architecture. And so that group of students, once they get into their 5th year of the program, I love seeing them blossom into a peer of the students in our MIA program that do have a bachelor's degree in design. So there's that aspect of seeing the students blossom and really very quickly learn a lot in a short period of time. And then what motivates me is when the students are graduating or getting ready for graduation and they've told me excitedly, like, I've got this position at this design firm, or I'm interning here, and there's this real excitement about the next phase, because we are mentors and guiding our students in this short period of time with the hopes that then they move on to just continuing to grow.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, right, to sort of learn and grow along with them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you something a little personal. Did you have any mentors growing up? Was there anyone in your life and your sort of, pre-design career who inspired you to become a designer or an educator?
Mm-hmm. So my background, like my family, we're none of my family members are in design or architecture, and I'm actually a first-generation college student. So which I'm proud of, and so that direct relationship to architecture and design was not through my family, I would say. However, my family's support has always been extremely important in my life and my trajectory. But I think I was very fortunate in high school, where I knew I wanted to go to college, and my parents encouraged me and my 2 older brothers to do that. And there was a guidance counselor at my high school, and I guess I must have made an appointment with her, for a meeting, and it was I think it was my senior year, and she knew I wanted to pursue interior design, and so she actually connected me with a local interior designer, and I grew up in Southwest Florida, and I spent a whole day during regular class time with an interior designer who had her formal education and all of that, and it just was so amazing and exciting. And so that experience, even though I don't even remember my guidance counselor's name, but even that small little interaction and someone opening the door to something was so impactful to my life that's kind of where that the seed was planted before, but it really started to grow from that experience.
And on that note, for our MIA students again, how important is mentorship in your opinion?
Extremely important. I think it's important that, as a professor, that, I'm continually thinking about mentoring students, but there's also like these natural mentorships that happen for our students and for even ourselves, where we just naturally gravitate toward someone in this mentorship, like mentor-mentee relationship. So it's almost like you have to have that throughout your whole entire life.
Right. That's a
Right.
really good point.
Yeah.
Because it's like it shouldn't just stop at your schooling, right? It should continue. And so what can students expect to learn from any of your MIA courses?
Oh, goodness. I would hope that there is a wealth of information that students would learn, and I know that that would be the case. I think that students are going to learn all of the practical skills. How do you just tell your story, the design story, on paper? My expertise is in workplace design, and throughout my career, that's what I focused on predominantly. So I do bring that into our studio, into the classroom, focusing on a workplace project that students can understand that specific project type, because each project type has different needs and variables. So I bring that to the classroom with my own background, but then also introducing students to practitioners in the Phoenix Valley, because we are in a major metropolitan area and we have an advantage of interfacing with amazing
local community and,
exactly. So we all bring our local community into our classroom as much as possible. So I like incorporating that into class.
And so MIA students, you're going to be busy, right? Is it safe to assume that? This is a sort of rolling up of the sleeves and getting involved and really making an impact from a design standpoint, which is great, I think. It's a challenging time all around, right? As a designer, as a practitioner, as a professor, what's one bit of advice you would have for our future MIA applicants or anyone interested in this program? What's one piece of advice you would impart?
One piece of advice that's difficult to answer.
A couple. The greatest piece. No.
I would say that put everything you have into what you're doing, your heart and soul into your work, and whatever that work ends up being and looking like. But here, in our program, it would be as a student, right? And when students really put themselves into their work, the work is exponentially better. And any opportunity that students can have of developing their own personal design voice, I would encourage students taking that opportunity to nurture that.
I love it. I agree. So this is maybe the most personal question for you. What's your last meal? I know you're Italian American. I'm Italian American.
Yes.
Either you surprise me with an answer or we just go off on lasagna. But
that's right, exactly. My last meal, I love eating, which I'm sure we share that. I
do. But,
my last meal, or like on
in a good
where
way.
would I
You're not on
be?
death row.
Okay.
But
on an island.
you're about to be shipped off to the Campbell's Soup Company factory, and you hate soup.
Okay.
So, like, what's a meal you would have just to prep you?
But I'm going to the Campbell's Soup factory.
Tomato soup for the next week.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Unless you like tomato soup, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely have to have a lot of different ingredients.
So you're making your own?
I'm making my own meal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about ordering.
Like no Arby's or like?
Definitely not. No. So I would be cooking my own meal.
Okay.
Myself. I enjoy cooking.
The designer in you?
That's right. And just, like the meal needs all the ingredients to go together. So it'd have to be a multi-component meal, right? And it would have to be with a lot of friends. So friends and family. So I think all, the food, the food pyramid,
Yes.
but like all of that, and probably leaning more toward the Italian side. And actually, I think like the whole like feast of the 7 fishes, which we do for Christmas Eve, that would be an ideal meal. Like a big feast with all friends and family of all different kinds of like Italian little
morsels of every kind.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Before I went to the Campbell Soup Factory.
Right. So whether it's July or December, it's the Feast of the 7 Fishes.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
I support this.
Okay.
Can I be part of this?
Yes. You're invited.
I'll bring like fried calamari.
Yes, delicious. Exactly.
Get
That's what I'm talking about.
Get our cholesterol up.
Yeah.
Cheri, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This has been a thrill. If you want to learn more about Cheri Jacobs, check out the ASU website. You'll get her whole biography. You'll check out her awards that she received. But again, it was a treat, and thanks again.
Thank you, Sal.